When a big company moves into an area, it can go one of two ways, right? It can be an amazing partnership or a total disaster. And the difference? Well, it almost always comes down to one thing: dialogue. Today, we're going to break down the ASEC model, which is this fantastic framework that shows how the quality of a conversation can either pour fuel on a fire or build a shared future.
So let's ask the big question. When things go wrong, when a company and a community just don't see eye to eye, what happens next? As we're about to see, the answer almost always depends on how good the conversation is, or if there's even a conversation at all. So here's how we're going to tackle this. Think of it like a ladder of engagement. We'll start at the very bottom, where there's just silence. Then we're going to climb our way up, level by level, all the way to a true partnership. It's going to be really clear how each rung on that ladder can change everything.
Okay, first up, we're on the lowest rung of the ladder, and honestly, it's the most dangerous place to be: a complete and total silence. This is where so many conflicts are born, and it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yep, we're starting at level 0, no dialogue. And this isn't just about disagreeing, it's about a complete and total breakdown of communication. Nothing. You can see the dynamic here, right? The company is over here, the community is over there, and there is absolutely no bridge between them, no channel to talk. The result? Well, it's a fast track to conflict. Misunderstanding turns into frustration, and before you know it, frustration boils over into real anger. So the bottom line is simple. When there's no dialogue, you create this vacuum. And that vacuum gets filled, all right? It gets filled with rumors, with suspicion, and with deep distrust. It is the absolute perfect breeding ground for conflict.
So what's one step up from total silence? You'd think it would be a lot better, but it's not. We're now at a level where technically there's communication, but a lot of the time it's just for show.
This brings us to level 1, the legalistic approach. Basically, doing the bare minimum that the law requires. Here, the company is just checking a box. Think about a mandatory public hearing for an environmental impact assessment. They're basically talking at the community, not with them. It's a one-way street, a presentation designed to satisfy a legal requirement, not to actually build a real relationship. Look, just going through the legal motions does not build trust. It just doesn't. Without any real meaningful engagement, people in the community walk away feeling like they weren't heard, and all those tensions that were bubbling under the surface, they're still there. Sometimes they're even worse. Okay, so what's the next step? This is where things really start to shift. We're moving from just talking at people to actually talking with them to solve specific existing problems. We have officially arrived at level 2, the dialogue table, which you might also hear called a grievance mechanism. Now this is a huge leap forward. The goal here is very specific. Create a dedicated space to solve a concrete problem. Let's say a company used community land without getting the right permissions. This is the table where everyone comes together to negotiate a fair solution. The dialogue is participatory, but it's laser-focused on that one specific issue. The key thing to understand here is that this table is designed to heal past wounds. Its whole purpose is to resolve resentments that are already there and to calm tensions. It's a reactive tool. It's absolutely essential for fixing what's already broken, but it's not designed to build something new for the future. And that focus on the past is a really, really crucial distinction. Let's be clear. The grievance table is looking backward to fix what went wrong. The next level, the development table, well, that's all about looking forward to build something better together. And that brings us to the very top of our ladder, the most collaborative, most proactive form of engagement there is. We're now at level 3, the development table. This is where a real partnership begins to take shape. At this level, the entire dynamic just flips. The conversation is no longer about one specific problem, it's about the whole picture. They're talking about education for kids, about healthcare, about building better roads, about creating jobs. The goal completely shifts from just solving a problem to actively building the community's future. So the takeaway here is massive. This level moves beyond just compensation and into genuine empowerment. By working together to prioritize and build these social programs, the company and the community are creating shared long-term value. This, right here, is how a company truly earns its social license to operate. Okay, so let's tie all of this together. We've climbed the ladder. Why do these different levels of dialogue matter so much in the real world? Well, it all comes down to how they impact social conflict. This conflict curve just explains everything perfectly. That red path, that shows the predictable journey of silence and legalism. A small issue pops up, it escalates, and boom, it explodes into a full-blown crisis. But look, there's another way. That blue path shows the power of real dialogue. It actually de-escalates conflict, turning what could have been a crisis back toward negotiation, development, and ultimately reconciliation. And here it is, all laid out in one place, levels 0 and 1. No dialogue and the legalistic approach, they're like throwing gasoline on a spark. Level 2, the dialogue table. That's like the firefighter showing up to put out the immediate fire. But level 3, the development table, that's about fireproofing the entire relationship for the long haul by building real, lasting trust. Ultimately, what this model proves is that dialogue isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about actively building something better, whether that's trust, a new school, or a shared future. And it really leaves us with a pretty simple question to think about. In these crucial interactions, are we just talking or are we actually building?